Welcome to the fall 2021 fashion edition of Fashion Reverie Talks. I'm Carl Ayers.
I'm Tiana Ibrahimovic.
And I am Cicely Daniels.
Fashion Reverie takes you from the front lines of fashion to the front row.
All of Fashion Reverie Talk segments are based on published content found on fashionreverie.com.
So remember, if you want more information on the segments, go to fashionreverie.com.
And we begin every episode with our fashion news alert. And our fashion news alert is ripped from the headlines of our fashion news segments on fashionreverie.com. So, being that we are talking about all fashion, all episode today, let's start with some good news, some fun news. So, as more people around the country are getting vaccinated, people are going out more. They're going to restaurants, they're hanging out, and some of them are going back to shopping malls. And a lot of the brands, they want us to go back to shopping malls because so many people have gotten comfortable shopping online during this pandemic lockdown. But retailers, the brick and mortar retailers, they're not just saying, "Hey, come back and shop." They are creating pop-ups and these experiences for you to have a good time at their location. And the latest brand to do this is Nordstrom's. Now they have collaborated with their longtime brand partner Doc Martens to create the center stage platform in their New York flagship store. It is an interactive music stage with stage props and lighting, and there are some live performances. Now, it's not just here in New York. It's happening at a number of their national locations around the country, and you can also look at it online. This is a great way for people to come and be interactive and have these experiences, and maybe have a great TikTok. It's a great way to have a nice TikTok or Instagram moment, and you know, just have fun in the retail spot. Get out of the house, do something, and shop. That is the big thing. Get the money back into the stores. So Nordstrom and Doc Martens, they've collaborated for a long time in their Canadian and their American store. But I would know what you ladies think about it.
I'm excited. Anything that's happening in person, I feel like this has been the longest, I like saying it's the longest pandemic that ever happened. It's the only one we've experienced, thank God. Yeah. But it's been a long time. So I think people are just excited to go out. They're excited to be in spaces, not just shopping online. And people miss live performances. Like Broadway is back. I went to the opera the other day to see Fire Shut Up in My Bones. It was extraordinary, by the way. But it was full. People want to be where live things are happening. So I think it's really fun and exciting. And I love when fashion combines with, with other performing arts. So I think that's great.
I love Dr. Martens, so I'm excited to actually, maybe go to the store and check it out. I want to see their new styles. The brand is so iconic, sort of, but maybe not so popular in the last few years. I remember even wearing it in high school when it was everyone had to have a pair. So yeah, I'm there for the brand. I want to see the styles and, maybe get a pair. It's fall. So time to get ready with the new pieces.
Yeah, well, everyone, it's in the stores until November 7th, so you have a few more weeks to go and experience it and have fun. Shop for a man, woman, and child, and get some music going and get your Instagram videos.
Yes. Well, everyone is trying to get into new things. Obviously, brands are trying to get people to take notice of them, and Tag Heuer is no exception. They have a new brand ambassador, and that is Ryan Gosling, the Ryan Gosling. And I love him. He's one of those celebrities I feel like everybody just has like positive energy about him. So I think what a great choice for their new 13-piece collection. And there are going to be 4 versions that they're going to be putting out. And I think that these timepieces, I mean, you know, like if you're trying to make that type of move or whatever, like I think, you know, because, you know, Ryan is like obviously an established, very talented actor, but again, like so much personality and good energy that, you know, he will bring, I think, as the celebrity endorser, the celebrity brand ambassador. And you know, it also, I think, he has like that kind of pull that draws you into him. So I feel like, especially if you were like, I too want to feel like that, then you might want to buy, you know, try to see what you can get. What do you guys think?
Well, I'm surprised that number one, this is Ryan's first position as a brand ambassador. I would have thought that by now he would have had, you know, tons of opportunities. But congrats to him, and congrats to him teaming up with a brand partner who, you know, Tag Heuer is a great brand. They are the official timekeeper of the F5 motorsports group, and they also have tennis phenom Naomi Osaka on board as another brand ambassador. So he's in good company.
Yes. Well, you know, the collaboration was inspired by his role in Driver, which I think is cool. And that's, you know, for men who like to drive fast cars, for anyone who likes to drive fast cars. I mean, you know, Tag Heuer is an investment. I'll say that. So I'm sure that's for a certain type of person who can afford it. But, but you know, certainly timeless. What do you think, Tiana?
I like what Tag Heuer is doing. I like that they always sort of collaborate with interesting people and interesting actors or athletes. And I love Ryan. I think he'll bring a little bit of a lighter energy to a luxury brand.
Yes.
So I think it's a good choice. And yeah, I mean, as Carl said, I didn't know this was his first like ambassadorship. So I'm sure he did have a lot of opportunities, but I'm curious why he chose to go with this one.
I mean,
Maybe
he got all 4 watches of the collection as the ambassador. I would take that. You know what I'm saying?
That's good motivation. That's good motivation. Yeah.
I'm sure he got a little bit more than that. Anyway. But back to fashion, accessories, and new collections. We are all familiar with Balmain, the famous luxury brand that has been, you know, using classic silhouettes for a long time until Olivier Rousteing showed up, and he's been with the brand for 10 seasons now. So this is his 10th collection that he just presented. And he did share that his last collection was about the celebration of healing over pain. And he thanked his whole team and said he's lucky he's beginning a new chapter with a smile on his face and a heart full of gratitude. But the reason for this statement and for the inspiration of this latest collection is actually that he suffered a pretty tragic accident a year ago that nobody knew about. He was in his apartment and there was an explosion of a fireplace in his Paris apartment. So it burned his body. He ended up in the hospital and he felt pretty insecure about his healing process. So he was hiding all the burns with masks, with jewelry. So no one really knew. And so recently he went on social media and he shared his experience. He did express that he's not sure why he wasn't ready to share what happened with the world for a year. And he sort of explains it with the fact that, in fashion, everyone is so focused on the physical appearance. So now he's ready, and I think that's a good sign that he's on his way to healing properly inside out. So that's the latest on Balmain.
I think what an extraordinary inspiration. I mean, I cannot imagine having gone through such a thing, but I think it's amazing to have your work inspired by your life experience. Like there's nothing can take away talent. But when you were in a certain place, you know what I'm saying. Like I think it's fine that he wasn't ready to share. I think that's up to an individual when they're ready to share. But I think it's very inspirational now to hear the story and know the inspiration of the collection.
I think it's harder to heal on your own without having any like family, maybe family knew about it, but like friends support.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, number one, I'm thankful. I'm happy to hear that he's getting better, that he's recovering. Two, congratulations to him for being at Belmont for 10 years.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Like that's that's a like a long time, and he's really helped revitalize the brand. But thirdly, it's amazing to see him turn this huge accident into amazing art that is his fashion. You know, during the pandemic, being that it happened during the pandemic, he had the opportunity to separate himself from people and not really be around people, and for him to be bandaged throughout so much of the year, for him to turn those bandages into like a bandage dress for the collection. It's like a proverbial phoenix. Like he literally has risen from the fire. So congrats to him on that. But for him to be so unready and unwilling at the time to share this with the public, it just shows how social media still has such a hold on our lives. And this is especially after I think his movie was in 2018, Wonder Boy, where he shared so much about his personal life, about being adopted and searching for his birth parents, but then to still, not feel comfortable showing or sharing about this truly personal and big accident that happened to him. We've been talking about social media in the news recently about how it affects especially young girls, but just people in general. And this, just highlights the fact that, we have to, as a community, learn to love ourselves and share ourselves without having the fear of reprisals or being judged and ridiculed. So I'm happy that he's getting better physically, and I hope that he continues to grow inside where he feels secure enough within himself to not have to feel like he has to hide physically from the world.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yes.
yeah, so that's my spiel, but that's enough of that. So, viewers, if you want to read more about our fashion news, please go to fashionreverie.com. There are fashion news segments every week.
hi guys, so I'm here with our latest addition to Fashion Reverie, Phoebe Howard, and we will be talking about fall codes. So welcome, Phoebe.
Hi, thank you.
So with temperature dropping and sort of leaves falling, being in this fall vibe, kind of, getting over the fact that summer is over, at least in my case.
Yep.
One thing to look forward to is fall fashion. So you wrote a great article about coats that can bring a whole outfit together. So I'd love to hear about some of your favorites.
Yeah, so one of my favorites that I included was from the brand Eloquy. Uh, they're a brand that they carry plus sizes, so sizes 14 to 28. And I included their plaid shacket coat because I don't know, the shacket is everywhere this season. It's a mix of like a shirt and a jacket. It's like a very good transitional silhouette, perfect for this time. And Eloquy executed it very well. They made it in like a longer silhouette, and they have added a belt to it, so it's like able to define like the wearer's like waist and their whole silhouette. And so I think it's a great choice for your wardrobe if you're looking to add a shacket to your closet. Also, um, especially for the plus size people out there, Eloquii is a great brand, and it's at a really affordable price range as well, but great quality.
That's great. It looks very light and perfect to sort of combine and shift with other pieces in our closets.
Yeah.
And then also, I think for fall, we're all looking for that one little louder styled coat that we can sort of leave a good impression on, or just for some street style social media photos. What do you
Absolutely.
suggest for that occasion?
Yeah, so I've also included a coat by Vivienne Westwood. Um, it's her back coat silhouette, so it's a super silhouette, a super simple silhouette, but she's been able, like you're able to make a super bold statement while wearing it, in the blue and red plaid. Um, I think that
It's such an
this,
interesting color combination.
huh?
It's such
Yeah,
an
a great,
interesting
yeah.
color combination.
Um, yeah, it's you can like put it, you can wear it like with anything. Here, like it's worn with a dress. They've styled it with a dress, like just like a t-shirt, sneakers. Also like as it gets colder, like boots, you can put more layers underneath. And this is like a very avant-garde brand. Um, and so I think
It's
it's a very
definitely
nice
great. And
investment.
I,
Yeah.
I mean, we love Vivienne Westwood.
Yes.
Pretty
Love it.
iconic. It's always good
Yeah.
to see what she's up to with the latest. And then you also picked some simpler options, something that we can wear daily, or color can sort of blend in with pretty much anything one has in their closet. What's your choice for a little bit of a simpler style?
Yeah, so I've included a coat from Burberry in a classic camel color. So it's the Coles Hill camel coat, and I decided to pick this one. It's such a simple silhouette, but because it's camel color, I believe everyone needs a camel coat in their closet, because it can go with so many different things, and you can style it so many different ways. Like you can add pops of color to it as well. And I chose this coat because I love like the darker camel like color blocking, like on the sleeves, on the cuffs. And I think it's just a simple silhouette, but you're in a classic color, but you're able to kind of, there's a new spin on it with that color blocking, and still just a really easy coat, able that you can pair it with other things.
Yeah, and this seems like a code that will sort of never go out of style. So it's an investment piece, as
Yeah.
they say. Awesome. Well, for more of Phoebe's choices, please do go to fashionreverie.com. And we'll see you next time.
So, hearing about all of those wonderful fall coats makes me even more excited about fall fashion. And I love a style out by my co-host Carl Ayers. He styles outfits like, I'm going to, when I'm like able to do something, you'll be like styling me. So I am thrilled to talk about the fall 2021 trends, some of which and hear from Carl about why these are the focus, what's exciting and new, because we like to stay on trend. Hey, Carl.
Hey, hey, sis. So, all right. So earlier in the year, we talked about pre-fall trends, and pre-fall trends, they are the preview to what a lot of the brands and retailers have in store for us for the fall. And sometimes, well, oftentimes, hopefully, with good planning, those trends translate into the fall and winter. Not always, but sometimes they do. And so earlier this year, we talked about those pre-fall trends, but now I want to talk about how those pre-fall have now become the fall and the winter trends and how we can incorporate them into your wardrobe. So you ready?
Yes. I'm always,
So,
always.
so all right. So around the country, it has been kind of unseasonably warm this fall thus far. And so
Mm,
everyone's not ready. Everyone's not ready to layer up and put on the heavy coats. Some people they still want to, dip it and do it. They still want to show some skin. But it's not warm enough for like the short shorts and the short skirts. So you can still, show some skin, have some fun with cutouts.
mm.
Cutouts, you can do small laser cuts. You can do big cuts on the side. You can have a keyhole cut in the front or the back. It's just, an opportunity to let your skin breathe in this late year, warm, warm weather. And you can still look sexy and have fun and flirty doing it. So, we do know that sometimes in the evening, the nights get a little chilly. So you can throw on an overcoat, whether it's light or heavy. Here we have a coat, excuse me, a dress from who we wore what and a coat by Chaos. Um, we started with some Laura Biagiotti shoes and we accessorized it for glam. So you can dress it up, you can dress it down, you can have fun with it. So this one is a sexy look, but you don't have to go that route. You can just, like I said, do small laser cutouts or that almost look like lace or keyholes for the front or the back. Have fun with it. Do it your own way, but cutouts are the way to go.
I loved everything about this outfit. What I liked is even with the cutouts, there was still like, it was still like kind of elegant. Like you could, you know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
there still was like the elegance, like it was still like very fashion forward. And then I loved the shoes that I noticed are technically like with like cutouts with the, like with the little
Right.
like see-through panels. I was like, yes, Carl. So, if the dress isn't, if you're still Cicely, working on your pandemic fitness routine, your post-pandemic fitness routine, then you might be able to, like I was like, that's a fair shoe. So, I think it's really cool. You can incorporate the trend in different ways, even.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, there are some women who don't necessarily want to show off too much. Some women prefer being covered up moderately, and that is fine. So the next trend is the midi dress, MIDI, midi dress. So those midi dresses are dresses that come down to the mid calf, mid leg area. Um, they can be sleeveless or they can have full sleeves or short sleeves or whatever, but it's really about the length of the hemline. So earlier this year and later last year, we were talking about the micro dress, which were the short skirts, and now we we have added a foot of fabric and given you the midi dress. So the midi dress, what is fun about it is that it helps you show off your new fall footwear collection. So that is where you can draw the attention to the outfit. I chose this green MSGM dress. We paired it with some white Stuart Weitzman boots, and we added a modern bag, but we put vintage accessories for that dynasty or that Falcon Crest feel. All right. So first of all, what do y'all know about Falcon Crest? Everyone talks about dynasty, but no one talks about Falcon Crest. But this is a great outfit for you. It almost gives it a kind of little vintagey 80s 90s feel. You can have the ruffled collar, ruffled shoulders, or whatever, but it's really about the hemline, the length coming down to the midpoint of your leg.
Well, it reminds me of I first of all, I love the color, the pop of color is always so fun. But that like kind of romantic trend, like kind of the I'm telling you, Bridgerton had a lot going
Yeah,
on. That Bridgerton-esque feel, like that you could see, like
yeah,
with the ruffles, with the hemlines inspired in a lot of dresses that we've been seeing. And I think that's still very, people are still really excited about that idea. And I love the vintage accessories. I'm gonna try to see if I have secret money for that purse. I probably don't, but I might.
I got you. We'll find a way.
Because
We'll find a way.
because I think if that's it's a nice you have that vintage look, but then again staying like on trend, like with your little cute boots. Like I think there's a lot of nice elements can bring different energy into the outfit. and it all comes
Yes.
together beautifully as always.
Well, thank you. Now, moving on, we do know that eventually the fall and the winter have to get cold. And when it gets cold, everyone goes to leather. Everyone, the bombers, the aviators, that's just the go-to. And we're still going to have leather for this fall and winter, but you don't have to go for the thick, sturdy, you know, non-malleable leather. For this season, go for the soft leather. Go for the butter leathers, the calf skins. Make it feel good. Treat your skin to something soft and that feels good against it. So you can play around with it. It doesn't have to just be for your jacket and your gloves. You can go for a leather shirt or a leather skirt. Go with some leather boots, some leather bags. But the thing is to have restraint. All right. You don't want to overdo it. The goal is to look chic, not costumey. You don't want to look like you're coming out of like a Missy Elliott music video. Which no problem with Missy Elliott or her music videos. They're iconic. But like I said, you want to be chic and not costumey. So with this, we went with this relish blouse, this leather burn skirt, and Lola Cruz boots with a Ufezi bag. So there are pockets of leather everywhere except for the shirt. The shirt is just a nice accessory, but play around with the leather, accentuate where you can with the accessories, with your boots, your bag, even leather hair pieces, a leather wristband or bracelet. Have fun with it, but go with the soft leather this season.
First of all, I love a soft leather, so I was like, ooh, I could feel everything on my skin already. The idea of everything. I love how this whole outfit again comes together. For those of you who really pay attention to Carl's style outs, I'm telling you, you could buy this whole outfit and it will be everything when you walk in there because everything fits together so well. I love that skirt because it's sexy but classy. So with that little like very small like slit and a little wrap around, I was like, that's beautiful. And I like that, all of these pieces pull together, but they all have elements that will easily go obviously with other outfits. So if you're just wearing the bag, if you just did the boot. So I think that, these are great options. And again, I'm gonna try to see if I like that I do the style outs and then I'm like, what can I add to my own closet? So I might be adding a leather skirt. All these are all messages to my husband. It might be happening. If it happens, it happens. But I love this soft leather trend.
But that's the thing. That's the thing with the style outs. It's for me, it's not really a shopping guide. I'm not saying go and get this outfit. I'm saying look at the theme of it, incorporate this into your wardrobe. How can you play around with it? Because I want you, the customer, the consumer, the reader, and the viewer to develop their own sense of style. I don't want you to look like everyone else. This is just an outline. This is just a guide for you. You can go buy these individual pieces, but I want you to think broader. I want you to incorporate the theme into your wardrobe and how it fits in your way of life and how you will incorporate it to make it your own and make it personal. That is the goal with these
Carl,
style outs.
that's why you do such good style outs. Not only are you inspiring people, but you're educating them on how to like help beautify their full fashion wardrobe.
Well, thank you.
I love it. Well, there are a few more trends that you can find out if you know, and I know you know where to go. Go to fashionreverie.com, read the full article, and find out which of these pieces you might need to incorporate into your own wardrobe, like me in this leather skirt.
And let us know what you think. Let me know what you think. If there are other trends that you viewers want to see, or things that you like, or even if you don't like, be honest with me, be upfront, be truthful. Let me know, and we can have a conversation about
Thank you, Carl.
it. Thank you. So, keeping in theme with our fashion fall 2000 trend episode, we're going to talk about, we're going to have a round table and really get into the nitty gritty of what's going on this fall. So, fashion at times can be an inclusive community. It's not always about being the only one or being the best at something. Recently, brands have figured this out. So, we've seen their collaborations with like Gucci and Balenciaga, and we have the new Fendace, which I absolutely love, which is Fendi and Versace. So in 2021, we've seen a number of brand collaborations that we are excited to buy, to wear, and to share. So, ladies, let's talk about. Tell me what you think about the collaborations in general. Tell me. Let's start there.
I think collaborations are a great way for each brand to tap into the other brand's audience. So it definitely works for them. And then there's this trend of like, because it's usually like limited edition, it's something that you can get only that one time. It kind of turns it into this whole like collectioner's venture. So that's I think the positives.
If that's what I was gonna say, Tiana, is like there is that like it's limited. Like this is the collection is out. You get it, you get it. You miss it, it's gone. And so it in that way though, it does generate that excitement and that interest. And I think it's always fun. It's always fun to get new options. So I like people working together. I like getting if you like the one brand, maybe you're gonna get introduced to something new with the other brand.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. But yeah, I mean, I could tell you about the latest brand collaboration that we're all kind of already very familiar with, which is Adidas by Stella McCartney. I mean, their collaboration goes back to 2004. And I'm sure maybe each one of us already has a piece of Stella McCartney. For Adidas. But anyway, they're continuing their collaboration. And this British designer is actually the first one that sort of tapped into sustainability, which is, today very important and very necessary for all the brands. So the collection includes her latest collection. It's called Earth Explorer, and it includes a bright orange multi-purpose sleeping bag puffer jacket made from like 100% recycled fabrics and a lot of other sort of young fun pieces. So what's interesting is that artist and activist Ella Emhoff is the face of the campaign, and so she's bringing the conscious collection to life through these images capturing Mother Earth's terrains. So I think it's also, as what Stella has stated, a way to support next generation explorers on their adventures within nature through this multifunctional collection. Have you guys seen it?
Yes. I think it looks very fun. Like you get the like youthful energy, like that, like kind of like it. I don't know if it says like something about next gen. Like I feel that like kind of like energy, like a very young energy. But I think that's a lot of fun. So I think people who are into want to have that fun in their clothes will love it.
Well, I like it because first of all, I like Adidas. I do. I've been an Adidas customer for, let's just say, decades. We'll just say there. We'll just go there. But Stella McCartney, she's always been. Um, Stella McCartney is not riding the wave of sustainability. She is leading the pack. She's always been sustainable, and so I I love that about her. And also with her collaborating with Ella Emhoff as an ambassador. First of all, let's remind everyone who Ella Emhoff is. She is the stepdaughter of Vice President Kamala Harris. She's she's still her own person as an artist and an activist, but she's really bringing in that younger generation and that younger demographic and that younger customer. So this is, I think, wonderful all around.
Absolutely. Well, so she's bringing in the younger customer. We have another collaboration to talk about where the star of the collaboration probably, let's say, might be the world's oldest it girl. It is a collaboration between H&M and the iconic, the super stylish businesswoman Iris Apfel. And she recently celebrated her 100th birthday. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And to be a style icon at the age of 100, like that's already extraordinary. And so H&M, which is already known for its many collaborations, because and a lot of designers are really always excited to work with H&M because a lot of people can afford H&M. Things are often able to be made in a more affordable way so that more of the world, more consumers can enjoy the collection. So this is going to be coming this spring. It's not out yet, so it'll be coming in 2022. And kind of the things that I think Iris is known for, that opulence, that indulgence, that elegance. I think there will be jewelry pieces. So I think it's going to be really, really fun. And I think that people are going to, I'm sure it will go like most of it. Like a lot of those, we said it's always limited. So, but this is one that I would look out for. You know, just like I said, she is iconic, and her style is iconic. And I think that that's going to be something that people of all ages will be excited about. But I know that I hope that when I'm 100, I too am a fashion icon. So.
Yeah, so you nailed it. You nailed it on the head with that word, opulence. Opulence. That is what I think of when I think of Iris Apfel. She is an amazing, incredible woman, just woman, and then a style icon. I can't say enough about her. She's incredible, and I can't wait to see the collection. There, and of course, it's going to sell out quickly, but there are going to be so many people who are already trying to replicate or infuse some of her style into their own style. So they're going to go ham with this.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, what I'm curious is like she likes to obviously always wear the round glasses and big statement jewelry. So I am curious about the accessories, but also I know she usually wears like capes and stuff. So I want to see if anything like that comes up because I'll be first in line to get it.
Love it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of being in line to get things, huh? So, you know, these collections, these collaborations always sell out, and Target is known for their collaborations. They've collaborated with Missoni and Zach Posen and Isaac Mizrahi and Rodarte, and they've all done those individually. But this season, Target has collaborated with four designers at once. They quadrupled the offering. So you have Victor Glamad, Sandy Liang, Neely Lawton, and Rachel Comey. They've all created individual capsule collections that were further broken down each into three closet styles. So you have four designers, each with three closet styles. So you have not just 12 options, but you have 12 aesthetics to go through. Amazing, freaking amazing. All right, so being there's a lot of them, I had to write some notes. so, so Victor Clamad's closets were anchored in pink and green, and Cicely, so I know you would love that.
I'll
That's
be right
right up your
there.
alley.
I'll be right there.
Yeah. So he also had some striped knitwear in his second closet, and he had his statement black and white motifs in his third closet. Now, Sandy Liang, she brought the 90s nostalgia. We were talking about the midi dresses before um, in the previous segment. And of course, she has the midi dresses in her and baby doll dresses in her closet. She has structured shoulders and she has these cozy Sherpa coats. The old school, like almost, I don't say yak, but like llama and alpaca. Amazing. But like I said, very 90s. Neely Lawton, she took a minimalist approach, right? She has these timeless pieces that are easy to mix and match within your existing wardrobe, and you can fuse it into your everyday, your current style. You don't have to feel like you're being overwhelmed with something avant-garde or something different. These pieces will last. They won't be dated by season. You know, the shirt or the sweaters or the turtlenecks that you have now from this collection, you can wear it in 15 years and it'll still look fresh and popping with the current season trends. Now, Rachel Comey, she brought the flair. All right. Rachel has these mylar and marbled print designs, and she has these textured separates, right? So that you can be fashionable. Like these are made to stand out. You are not going to be anyone's wallflower in an event with the clothing from Rachel Coleman. All these collections were amazing. There's a lot to look at. Some of them have sold out. So I spoke with Victor, all right, about his collection. He said it was an amazing experience. And it was so not overwhelming in a good way the day that it was released, because he had his friends and family calling, not just from the United States but all over the world, saying how proud of him they were, but also that they could not get the pieces, some of the pieces, because they were selling out so quickly. Like his friends could not get some pieces in their own sizes, so they bought the other bought another size so that they can still have it. This is a good problem for a designer to have when your collection is selling out day one. So, like I said earlier, Target has spent 20 years collaborating with designers. Um, Isaac Mizrahi, Zach Posen, Sony, and others. And so I'm just excited to see who they have next, because this collection, if this is the new standard of like four designers and all these options, you know, what they have next is going to be out of the park. I'm excited.
I love midi dresses and structured shoulders. So I think Sandy Liang would be
Yes.
probably one of my choices. But it's interesting, like four designers of whole different styles. I mean, Target will be crowded. That's all I have.
I think Target will be crowded, and it's unfortunate for the stuff that's sold out, but I still think what's awesome is there's so many options. There's so many options that are going to be affordable to so many people who are also going to be able to own this designer's work and like help their like get their wardrobe have more variety and have a lot more choices. And so I think it's really fun and really exciting.
It's amazing. So I'm excited. I'm excited for these collaborations and the other collaborations that are in the article on fashionreverie.com. So viewers, check it out. Go to fashionreverie.com, read the entire article, see what else we're talking about, what other collaborations that you can go out and buy. And there's still the Gucci and Balenciaga, there's still the Fendace, but there are others. So check it out. But we've spent the last hour or so talking so much about fashion. We are tuckered out. We are talked out. So, viewers, thank you for joining us for this episode of Fashion Reverie Talks.
And we would like to thank our associate editor, Phoebe Howard, for joining us. And thank you, my co-hosts, Cicely and Carl.
Of course. And for more information on these and other stories, you already know. Go to fashionreverie.com. We thank you so much for joining us. See you next time. We're gonna be dancing. No. All right, no.
All right, Phoebe.